Hey everybody, so here is our new lesson 7.4 Angle Addition Postulate. So here is what the postulate says. So say we have an angle ABC and then D is in the interior of that angle. Then we can say angle ABD, that's shaded in blue, and angle CBD, that's shaded in red. If we were to add them two together, it equals the whole angle ABC. So in this example, we can see that 60 degrees plus 40 degrees, that would add up to the total of 100 degrees for angle ABC. Okay, so let's move on and let's do some examples where we can apply this postulate. Okay, so the question says to find the measure of angle VRQ if the measure of SRQ is 164 degrees, the measure of VRQ is equal to x plus 111, and then the measure of SRV is equal to x plus 65. Okay, so let's first start labeling everything. So let's look at this one right here. VRQ. So VRQ is this angle here. And then we know that that's x plus 111. So I'm just going to put that there, x plus 111. And then we have the other angle, SRV, is this angle here. And then that is x plus 65. So let's label that. From there, we can set up an equation using our postulate right above. We know that the measure of the whole thing, which is SRQ, is equal to each of the smaller angles inside. So we have measure of angle VRQ plus the measure of angle SRV. And then from there, we can just do substitution. In the problem, it says that SRQ is 164 equals to, we have the measure of VRQ. VRQ is 111, x plus 111, and then drop down that plus sign. And then we also know that SRV is the red one right here. So SRV is going to be x plus 65. And then from there, we're just solving for x. So we can combine our like terms on the right side. We have an x here and an x here, which gives us 2x. And then 111 plus 65 is 176. Okay, then to solve, we subtract 176 both sides, which gives us negative 12 equals to 2x, divide by 2. We get x is equal to negative 12. Okay, cool. Now, the problem says to find the measure of VRQ. So make sure that you guys are, I know there's so much going on here, but our goal is to find the measure of VRQ. Measure of angle VRQ. Not necessarily going to be the same angle every time. So you have to really look at the question to see which angle is it looking for. So VRQ is here, the blue one. That's equal to x plus 111. But we know what x is, so we can substitute that in. So measure of angle VRQ is equal to negative 12 plus 111. So the measure of angle VRQ is going to be 99 degrees. Don't forget to put your little degree symbol. And then that is our answer. Okay, so let's move on to our second example. Okay, second example, we need to find the measure of HKL if the measure of JKH is 21 plus x, the measure of JKL is 170 degrees, and the measure of HKL is x plus 151. So in the previous example, let's do the same thing and let's start labeling a few things. So we have this angle here, HKJ or JKH, same thing if you say it forward or backwards. That's 21 plus X. And then we have here this angle here, HKL is X plus 151. And then JKL 170 degrees, that's the whole thing. So this right here is our whole thing. Let's go into writing out the postulate to this example. So we have the whole thing, the measure of angle JKL is equal to each of the little angles inside. So measure of angle JKH, and then the measure of angle HKL. Okay, and then from there, we're just going to start substituting everything. So JKL is 170 degrees. JKH is the blue one, 21 plus X. And then HKL is the red. So we're going to add, and then it's X plus 151. So same thing as our last example, combine your terms first. So X and X is 2X, 21 and 151 is 172. And then we can subtract 172 to both sides, giving us -2 is equal to 2X, and then divide both sides by 2. We get -1 is X. So just like in our last example, we have to look at this problem and see what is it asking us. It's asking us to find the measure of HKL. So that's what we need to do. Find the measure of angle HKL. And in this problem, that's this one right here, the red one. So that's X plus 151. And then we are just going to plug in what our X is that we found. So that's -1. And then we know that now the measure of angle HKL is -1 plus 151, which is 150 degrees. So there is our answer. Okay, and then before we move on to our last example, if you guys are listening right now, I'm going to give you guys not just a magic word for this week, but it's a magic phrase. And our magic phrase is going to be, where's Waldo? So our magic phrase for this week is, where's Waldo? Okay, cool. Let's move on to our last example. Okay, so this example, it's asking us to find the measure of the angle MVW. If the measure of angle UVW is 141, the measure of UVM is equal to X plus 55, and the measure of angle MVW is equal to X plus 108. So again, we're going to just label everything here. It's a little bit easier. So let's say this angle here, WVM or MVW, right here, that's our blue one, X plus 108. And then here we have UVM is our red angle, so that's UVM, X plus 55 degrees. So now we know that this right here is our total angle, right here, UVW. Okay, let's write out our angle postulate. So the total is measure of angle UVW is equal to each of the smaller angles inside, measure of angle UVM plus the measure of angle MVW. And then from there, we're just going to substitute. So UVW is 141. UVM is X plus 55. Drop down that plus sign. And MVW is X plus 108. Then we're going to start combining like terms. X and X gives us 2X. 55 and 108 is 163. Then we can subtract 163 to both sides, which gives us a -22 is equal to 2X. Divide by 2, and we get -11 is equal to X. Okay, then we go back to our problem, it says we're trying to find the measure of MVW. So let's write that out. Here on the side, measure of angle MVW, and that we can see is x plus 108. So then now we can substitute our x value, which is negative 11, add it to 108, and then now the measure of angle MVW is equal to 97. Okay, and then there is our answer for that problem, 97 degrees. Okay, then that's it. So I will be posting yours as bookwork on Google Classroom. And this will be bookwork 7.4. So make sure you check that out. All right, and have a good day, everybody.